If you have been watching this channel for a while or are very familiar with the aviation scene in Malaysia, chances are you are familiar with the current situation of Malaysia Airlines. After struggling financially in the 2010s, the Malaysian flag carrier is currently going through a rehabilitation program, something that has been accelerated due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the continued aviation demand downturn. Recently, we have more indications as to what the airline plans to do with its fleet, which includes adjusting some delivery schedules for the Boeing 737 MAX and efforts to dispose of its A380 super jumbo fleet. These plans have been reported following a recent media event with Malaysia Airlines parent company's Malaysia Aviation Group's chief executive Isham Ismail was making comments regarding both the jets and their futures with the Malaysia Airlines fleet. For the Boeing 737 MAX, the Kuala Lumpur-based airline will start taking in deliveries of the jets in 2024, followed by a 3 to 4 year period where the jets will be delivered. Regarding the 737 MAX, Ismail further stated that, quote, "We're committed to take the MAX's delivery in 2024, but we are also exploring the possibility of taking it earlier." While the airline plans to take in the latest development of the Boeing 737 family of aircraft, it seems the tenure of the Airbus A380 super jumbos with Malaysia Airlines is coming to an end probably much sooner rather than later. The airline is now looking for ways to, quote, "dispose of the jets," with Ismail saying, quote, "We are cognizant of the challenges to sell this airplane, but we are still looking at ways and means to dispose of our 380 fleet. At the moment, the management is convinced that the 380 doesn't fit the future plan." Prior to the global groundings of the 737 MAX in 2019 and overall in 2020, Malaysia Airlines originally placed an order for 50 Boeing 737 MAX, including 25 firm and 25 options in 2016. The global groundings did delay the deliveries, and Malaysia Airlines originally did have plans to have the aircraft delivered starting in July of 2020. The decision was made to delay the aircraft deliveries in January of 2020, months prior to the groundings of the majority of the aviation industry of the world. While Malaysia Airlines could have understandably canceled the order or changed the aircraft type, keeping the 737 MAX as part of the aircraft fleet for the future likely comes to the history of Malaysia Airlines being a Boeing 737 operator. The airline currently has 44 Boeing 737-800s used on short and medium-range flights. Given the current restructuring program, with cost-cutting as a priority, this likely was a big part of the decision because it would be costly for the training of pilots to operate a new type of short-haul aircraft from another company like Airbus. While there are major changes to the flight deck displays in the 737 MAX, current pilots flying the Boeing 737 next generation aircraft such as the Dash 800 could have a shorter training period for the transition. Some aviation authorities such as the European Aviation Authority and the US FAA do allow for mixed equipment flying of both the 737 next generation and the MAX jets, with some training requirements that were recently changed within the last few months, as the highly controversial jets have returned to the skies. As for the Airbus A380s, there doesn't seem that much hope for the airline to sell the aircraft to a new buyer given the current state of aviation, going for smaller and fuel-efficient aircraft for even the challenging of long-haul flights. These aircraft have been parked for the most part due to the pandemic, but even before, its role with the airline has been restricted to charter operations including the Hajj pilgrimage flights and participating in repatriation flights for the stranded travelers following the collapse of Thomas Cook Airlines in 2019. It's very much no secret that the airline industry has no room for the large super jumbos like the 747 and the A380, and the future of these large super jumbos may likely be at a scrap yard for parts. Now, there is a long shot for a new lease in life with Airbus floating the idea of converting the super jumbos to cargo freighters, but so far even that looks like a mirage with no real interest that has been expressed so far, even amongst the major cargo airlines right now. So for now, Malaysia Airlines' fleet of A380s are facing a very grim future. I definitely hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Flights in Asia, highlighting the news and updates from the aviation and travel scene in the Asia Pacific. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.